Welcome to I'm From the Internet, a podcast about the internet, its users, and their consequences. I am deceased comedian Winslow Dumaine, sitting here with internet historian Jay Brandstetter. Jay, how have you been?
Well, I guess in the couple minutes we were breaking, since we kind of ended on a Nepo baby reveal, I was thinking, do you have any Nepo baby stories that you think are pretty fun, in the entertainment industry? Because I have one that I always think of that's pretty funny.
I can't, I'm struggling to think of anybody. Well, Nick Kroll.
Oh yeah,
his dad was his dad in the CIA? His dad did some really despicable stuff.
His dad's a billionaire.
Yeah, and so I think that it's one thing when you're a Nepo baby and you're a dramatic actor, or you're in Marvel where it's you're acting as stiff as a board. But it doesn't really matter because you're in Marvel and you just have money and it's about connections, blah, blah, blah. It's always really bizarre when the Nepo babiness is for somebody who wants to be just a silly character actor for some Adult Swim show. He's done some stuff, but it is also just I don't know. It's just a funny degree of connection that he has to the things that he works on. And I just imagining using all of your Nepo powers to get on some late night Adult Swim show. Very, very strange move, I think. But you have one. Go ahead.
Yeah, mine was always was the show Justified. It's the lead actor is Timothy Oliphant, and they did a revival a couple years and they brought it back. And there's a couple episodes that deal with the main character having to deal with having a teenage daughter he didn't know about. And the actress who played his daughter was his real life daughter, Vivian Oliphant. And in the lead up to it, it's very funny. Sort of when she auditioned, we were worried to have to tell her no, but no, she was actually perfect for the role. And then it came out and everyone said her acting was terrible and she hasn't been in anything since then. So it's just very funny that they made this big deal about, no, we're not doing a Nepo baby thing. She's just that good of an actor. And then nobody liked her. She hasn't been in anything since then.
Yeah, they say that literally every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time. Yeah. I don't know. I think all of that is it's always really funny, but it's also just the Nepo baby thing. I get that it's frustrating because there's other better people who probably deserve those roles and everything, but it's also just that's the currency. Don't you want to help people?
It is very one-sided, yeah. Nobody complains about there being a million Scars guards out there acting and stuff, but when it's someone you don't like, then them having famous relatives is a very easy dunk to do.
Yeah, because I just think half of the reason that I want personal success is so that I can help other people. And I have helped other people get their brand off the ground and make money as an artist. And are people oh, you're just a Nepo friend of Winslow? And it's no, it's just working with other people and having connections. It's I get that part of the whole Nepo thing is that they are not talented people, but I think that no matter I could be wrong, but I would be hard pressed to find someone who is so categorically untalented that that the Nepo-ness isn't all that you need. You need something else. Because just like you were saying with Justified, if you're a dog shit actor, you're not going to be called back. That's it.
Yeah.
But on completely unrelated note, I did make a rather large purchase recently. I spent, I want to say, $400, and I have now in my possession about 800 top and bottom sets of really egregious teeth molds from an old dental office, and they fit together in a kind of a pleasant way. I believe that this belonged to oh wow, that's a hell of an overbite. But yeah, they do lock together because they are made. They're real teeth molds from real people, and so I just this is my basement is just completely full of really hideous teeth, 800 of these. And I had to lug them all down here.
Yeah, you're very forward thinking. All the kids who grew up watching Amazing Digital Circus are going to become teenagers. They want gritty, edgy teeth they can buy. So
yeah, no, it's all the long con, just slowly accumulating teeth for something. I imagine I'll get good tooth fairy money. Yeah, we're working on it. We're doing things. Leaving for Pittsburgh tomorrow. life's a lot, and I want off. I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. You know what I mean? But we can talk about my ideations later. We have to talk about Nathan and the Steak-Umms account now.
We do, yeah. 2017. So that's where we are now. It's just now he's taken over the Steak-Umms account. And just like a sample of his sort of opening volleys of comedy, I have one here. It says, legend has it that when you sizzle up some Steak-Umm on December 5th, you will be visited by the Beef Genie and be granted 5 Steak-Umm coupons. So post pics of you eating or making our beef today and prepare for glory. Steak-Umm bless. 67 likes, 6 replies.
Yep, that's definitely somebody trying to sound like weird Twitter.
Very much. And the Steak-Umm bless is his catchphrase. He's very proud of this. In one of his interviews, they ask him, what does Steak-Umm bless mean? To which he responds, Steak-Umm bless is the smile in the face of danger, the strength in the presence of adversity, and the hope for a better beefy world. It is a passing along of love, whether or not the subject is worthy, a way of saying go now and be blessed by an iconic, unverified Twitter beef.
Man, life has served me up so many L's recently that I find myself just looking out to the river and wondering when God's going to give me the final push. And I think the Steak-Umms account is going to be it. I wonder if, there's got to be a 13 Reasons Why thing in real life where, a suicide note specifically mentions Twitter handles. That's got to happen for somebody somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, I think that the world's a worse place because of Nathan Alabak, and I think that it is unfortunate that hell isn't real. So we, in our power, must make his life a kind of hell that he deserves. That's all I'm going to say. It's not legally actionable, but I do think that he should have some kind of torment. That's fair. Anyways.
Yeah, although I guess in a way, this is what we're going to talk about here might be it. Because, this was the point where Low Tax didn't really visit the forums very much. He only came a couple times here to post. So Steak-Umms immediately starts becoming a massive reply guy for Low Tax. This giant wall of replies I dug up is over the course of about 2 months. Almost every day he is replying directly to something Low Tax says, riffing on it or posting a meme, very much like, pay attention to me, daddy-ing it for months.
Jesus Christ. Look, guys. I know that I can be a little bit a lot online, especially when I'm trying to get a professional's attention. The shit that I'm looking at here is magnitudes worse than I have ever been. Jay can't fit all of it in one screen.
Yeah, and there are several more columns too. Any more and it wouldn't be legible and fit on the row. So yeah, just imagine about double that many replies.
That's crazy. Look, man, in my life, I've kind of embarrassed myself in a number of ways. I'm only human. But I think about one of my faults in my 20s was over familiarity with people who don't actually know me, but a parasociality where I thought that I know your stuff so well and I've introduced myself. So maybe we're friends now. And that's not really how it works. Right. But what I'm seeing here is just this. Oh, man, it's truly did Steak-Umms have a Something Awful account?
Not that I know of. If I couldn't find any evidence that he had one, I imagine, although we will see he did interact with the forums a little bit indirectly.
Yeah, because this really reads like someone who had their heart broken because they got banned from Something Awful for being an annoying twerp, and then just completely lost their fucking mind,
Very much. There is a sort of desperation to this. And also, it's if somebody doesn't want to talk to you and they're not responding, leave them alone. You come across looking bad when you do this.
Yeah, no, I get it. I've learned my lesson. Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, just very much. And this is kind of how he sees himself. One of the memes he posted is the scene of Gandalf fighting off the thing in the mines, except he's labeled Steak-Umms as the Gandalf and put the Doomhouse doll on the I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy, so I can't remember whatever that thing's called. Balrog, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just saying he's this is a war you can't win, Low Tax, he says directly to him there.
And it's not a war, dude. You're just a dork.
You're getting paid by your parents to flame Low Tax on Twitter. You're just like Gandalf.
Yeah.
Make Gandalf and jump into a mine.
Yeah, make Gandalf and be fictional. Yeah, it's just so funny that I don't know. It makes me think of at one point in time, some Israeli Twitter poster posted some AI image where like there was this big Israeli lion with like the Star of David, and it was devouring the rat that was Palestine. It was a Palestinian flag, but in rat shape. And Drill's response to it was, depicting yourself eating a rat, not a good look. Dude, depicting your enemy as being this like huge badass monster, and you're just like an old man with a stick. Like, I know that's not like the book, obviously the Balrog is defeated or whatever, but it's just really funny that you're depicting the like broadly disgraced owner of a rapidly aging and like obsolete form of internet message board. It's like if I was like really beefing with a guy who ran a big part of Zanga, and I'm like, you motherfucker, you will taste your own blood by the time I'm done with you. Zanga, former Zanga CFO. Like, man, I would say go outside, but I don't want to run into you outside. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you should go into another basement beneath the one that you have.
You should have your own separate internet where we don't have to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also funny, too, because in Nathan's interview on 16th Minute, he complains a lot about being targeted and how people on Twitter were harassing him. It's a very physician heal thyself situation where it's like...
Targeted, you say?
Yeah.
Would you describe him as an individual who's being targeted?
Targeted brand.
Perhaps? Yeah, targeted brand. Perhaps he's being... gang stalked with the technology he doesn't understand.
Yeah. Hopefully, we don't see any beef.
I'll go back to the lab and get back to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the way that he talks about it, it's pretty depressing because he seems to think that Weird Twitter, and to a lesser extent Something Awful as a whole, are his friends and peers. Like, he insists that, this is a quote, he says they liked me personally when they're talking about it in the interview. And he says that they liked him as a person, they just turned on him to look cool or out of some sort of anti-capitalist ideology. Like, I am summarizing that in an unflattering way, but those are his arguments. Like, that basically, like, they thought I was fun, but then later, like, ideologically, they had to oppose me because I was being too corporate for them. And it's like, no, dude, I think everyone thought you were, like, everyone thinks you're annoying.
There are, dude, so many comedians who were just like hack fucking losers who would insert themselves into my group of friends as a comedian and other people's groups of friends as comedians. And I would just see it over and over again where they're like, we're all comedians, therefore we're all friends, therefore all of you like me. And people would just be like, we don't like you. We think you're hack. We don't like your jokes. We think that you're a creep. Stop hanging out with us. And they would be like, everybody's just ribbing me. That's just part of the process of being friends with a bunch of edgy comedians. And it's like, no, we genuinely don't like you. You're not our friend. And they're like, yeah. No, I can take it. They're heckling me personally. No, they're not heckling you. You suck. Like, yeah, it's just bizarre.
Very much.
All these people that are being mean to me are actually my friends. You fucking loser.
And it's extra funny because if you see how he talks about them, like in a business context, like nobody talks about their friends this way. Like one of this quotes, it says, why do you think you have this devoted following on an Adweek interview? And if you want to read his response here.
We organically targeted, engaged, and befriended various groups and sub-communities on Twitter, such as Twinja, Weird Twitter, and personalities like William Shatner and Joey Diaz.
Who's a rapist?
We used our rare and entertaining voice, but more importantly, we listened and used empathy to become a friend that people can rely on.
Mind you, he's talking about Steak-Umms.
We genuinely care about our fam and the things that are important to them, like pets, social causes.
Just generally, social causes.
And personal woes. That authenticity is what has spurred the energetic support. We take time to get to know our users, and we share a lot of content based on what makes us laugh or gets our heads turning in real life. So it's just like we would be talking to friends.
fucking loser.
Yeah. So frustrating.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, and also just like even off of Twitter to show how he's kind of doing this, he starts buying banner ads on the forums that riff on other people's existing ones. Like there was a guy who was selling Steam keys and his banner ad something awful said 2,000 plus Steam keys, 80% discount. So Nathan bought one that said 2,000 plus Steak-Umms, 0% discount in the exact same style. Like he would do like Mad Magazine parodies of banner ads basically about Steak-Umms.
It's like I've had this happen in my life where there's been like a comedian that I really liked who was like on my level, and I really wanted to be his friend because we both did shows together. We were both really like just vibing, and like it just never happened. And I tried, and I was like, "Hey, let's hang," and they were just like, they'd have some excuse, and they would just kind of vanish into the ether. And it's like embarrassing to like strike out on a friend level, right? But like at no point in time was I running ads targeting a group of people that don't like me. That's weird. That's strange behavior, man.
It really is. Yeah. Just like I also, when I was researching this, I found a post I had made about him at the time. This was a really good encapsulation of it. I described him as a, quote, the human equivalent of a newsletter replying with, sorry to see you go. Life won't be the same without you crying emoji when you unsubscribe. Like, yeah, it's like none of this is real. You're just like,
yeah, you're again, like the thing that needs to be underscoring all of this is that we're talking about the Twitter account for a frozen meat extrusion product. It's not Disney. There's not a cultural corporate history that like has creativity. It is a frozen meat extrusion. It's like this dog. You have to pull the camera back, you know, like it's like a guy getting a big head because he's like Kansas City's, Missouri's fourth largest electric scooter company. And it's like, great, man. Fourth largest of a niche product in Kansas City. I'm glad that it puts food on the table, but you're not Tony Stark. Like, what the fuck?
You're not even Tony the Tiger. Come on.
Yeah, you're not even Tony the Tiger. At least he gets pussy, you know? And historically, he also gets tiger butt, too. Google it. That's how I want to start talking to my guy friends about what they're doing. You gonna go out there and get some tiger butt? I was thinking about this. I was riding my bike the other day. I was like, there's got to be somewhere a twink that has a really fast metabolism and wants to be a bear so bad, but he just has like no body hair and like all the fat just burns off of him instantly. And he's like, I'm bulking like crazy, but I can't get any gains. I don't know. There's a guy out there for that somewhere.
Well, you know, there's a girl like that. Like, there's a reason why before Fred, I weighed 350 pounds and I was dating a very pretty petite woman. You know,
nice.
Some people want that and can't have it.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. Takes all comers.
Yeah, but
anyways,
him feuding with Lotex did pay off though, because in February 27th of 2019, he had Lotex as a guest on his podcast, What's Really Good with Nathan Allebach, episode number 33, Something Awful, Online Outrage and the Absurdity of Internet Culture with Rich Lotex Kayenka. And I do not recommend that you listen to it because it's really bad and rough. Like in the first 2 minutes, Lotex has this quote. He says, aren't you supposed to do a minimum of research before you talk to people? Because he first pronounces his name wrong and then didn't know he worked on Riff Track. So it's like he makes this huge deal about getting to meet him and then he doesn't actually know anything about him and just completely like embarrasses himself in the first couple of minutes. It's so awkward.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like imagine a stalker who doesn't imagine a stalker who gets your name wrong. That's so funny, man.
Yeah, like
that's so like it is like this intellectual incuriosity and also just like a trillion other just really embarrassing little things. And like I've been on a podcast that went so bad that like they just didn't release it because the host was like so hostile. And I just think like you don't need to release these things, man.
Yeah, like why didn't you edit that out? It was the first 2 minutes.
Why didn't you edit that out? Really? You know? Fuck. Like, don't you know, like, there's some times where I'm just like, don't you know you get to lie? Like, don't you know you get to deceive people? Like, I'm not saying that you should. It's a bad thing if you do, but I'm like shocked when some people are just like, they won't even pretend. They won't even try to lie to me. It's like, at least lie to me. You're spitting in my face and you're not even telling me that it's raining. You're just like, yes, I've spit in your face. Like, fuck me, man. This is no longer about low tax. This is about my personal life. Anyways.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But like off of something awful, in the ad world, Nathan first starts to make waves in 2017 because he has a successful campaign to get the Steak-Umms account verified on Twitter back when that was actually something that mattered and people wanted. So like one of his examples here is the Flat Earth Society had gotten a verified account, and he goes, Twitter will verify vegans, Nazis, and flat earthers before they hashtag verify Steak-Umm. You better believe he did a lot of vegan jokes, because when you're a meat company and you're trying to be like, you know, the ethical, relatable guy, then, you know, you can't let people be critical of what you're selling.
Man, I want to lie down.
Yeah.
I hate this so much. It's like you don't need me to say it, but like, that's stupid. And I get like the edgy, stupid joke, but it is very much like you're putting vegans in the same group as Nazis. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
This is so stupid. It's like very like a man cave kind of joke, you know?
Very, yeah. Or like another one, he goes, they keep trying to shut us out at Twitter. Our movement grows more powerful every day. Hashtag verify Steak-Umm, hashtag beef seeds, which refers a meme he posted. It says, they tried to bury us. They didn't know we were beef seeds, Mexican proverbs. And it's a time lapse of a seed growing, but they have the little Steak-Umms box over them. Just his stuff is so bad on a technical level too. Like, I know that that's kind of intentionally about looking relatable, but like, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't look bad in the right way. It doesn't look good.
There's for sure he's doing, if this account is still active, all of this would be done with AI now.
Yeah. Also 51 likes. Like, this is enough to get recovered in like ad week. Is he's getting dozens of likes and replies. Yeah. But he did finally get verified. It says here, January 2018, Steak-Umm finally gets Twitter verified, but is still mad as hell and not going to take it anymore.
Yeah, again, like, we don't need an article about a loser with a bad beard having a tantrum on a beef account.
Yeah, like we talked about before, but that whole like alternate world of journalism that's just like businesses fluffing other businesses is so fascinating. Like, it must feel good to get an article written about you for getting 50 likes, but like, you know.
Yeah, as someone who's had a few stupid articles written about me, it's one of those things where you just kind of like look at your phone and just kind of put it down and walk away. It feels like you're falling really fast, but you never actually hit the ground and you never actually like feel like you decelerate. You just kind of vanish. It doesn't feel like anything at all, but it's just like somebody stupid somewhere said something about you. Who cares? I don't know. It's boring and dumb.
Very, yeah. And so, but the following, then 2018, that's when he has his first real breakout as Steak-Umms. You know, by this point, we're at the era where brand accounts are getting completely unmoored. Like, this is when Wendy's was doing diss tracks on McDonald's. This was when, like, all the brands were friends with each other and doing jokes and stuff. Or, like, one I found was, like, D-Brand. Like, one of their posts is, sorry, you Generation Z millennial asshole. Is this more to your liking? Because someone made fun of a meme they posted. So they, like, put it through a deep-fried filter and put, like, a Supreme logo and the B and the 100 emoji on it. Like, being actively antagonistic to people as a form of humor online.
What is D-Brand?
I have no fucking idea. It's like, I think they sell like electronics. Like, they make like a meme about, I think like a phone company or something. Like, but yeah, it's, again, you can't even tell what they're selling.
Like, I could see a phone company being edgy.
Yeah, very much.
But crazy to see a brand call somebody an asshole.
Yeah, with that golden check mark next to them. And
yeah, that's crazy.
the thing that really put Nathan Steak-Umms on the maps was, you know, they said mad as hell and not going to take it anymore in that headline fittingly because he did a network-esque rant about hashtag relatable millennial angst peppered with meat puns and catchphrases, all conspicuously uncapitalized. Like, I'm not going to make us read the whole thing, but I have the beginning and end here. So September 26, 2018, 34,000 likes, 806 replies. It goes, why are so many young people flocking to brands on social media for love, guidance, and attention? I'll tell you why. They're isolated from real communities, working service jobs they hate while barely making ends meet. And he says meet, M-E-A-T, and are living with unchecked personal/mental health problems. Continue, and then it ends. Young people today have it the best and the worst. There's so much to process and very few trusted, accessible outlets to process it all through. So they go to memes, they go to obscure and absurdist humor, they go to frozen meat companies on Twitter and rant. Steak-Umm bless. No SoundCloud to add here. At the end of the day, it's easy to tweet about problems and complain about the other. It's a lot harder to improve the self and work towards solution. Be encouraged and have hope, my beeflings. The world needs it. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah, it is very much just like, it reminds me of the little feminist rant in the Barbie movie, which is like not even remotely like, it's not even entry level feminism. It's just like, women have had it bad, and sometimes men make things worse, and then women make things worse, and oh no. And people were like clapping their forearms together because this is like high art and criticism. But it's not. It's just like the same regurgitated shit just put onto an account with that has more followers. It's like when I see, you know, any Chappelle special or any like big old head comedy special, by the time they're like recording their special, all of the stuff that they're talking about, like if you want to talk about a big news story, your take has to be unbelievably unique. Because by the time you record that special, or even by the time you record the bit for your reels at the end of the day that you post at the start of the next day, that story, I've seen 1,000 different takes on it. And if yours isn't the funniest one of them all, I'm just going to think, yeah, but that bizarre account with 800 followers had a way funnier response. You know?
Exactly. Like, yeah. Like late night television talk shows are dying because Twitter obsoleted them. If you want to see someone do the first joke that comes to mind when you see a headline, you can get a regular person to do that. It's like, you know, you can't compete if they can't compete with that, and they're like a whole machine. Then, like, you know, as an individual, good luck.
Yeah, it never stops. Like, it's a monologue that never stops. And yes, you can hire. And I know people that write for these shows, you know, and you can hire like some of the funniest fuckers in the world to write these jokes, and they will write really funny fucking jokes. Like, I know one of my friends is a writer for Conan O'Brien, and he's really, really, really funny. The trouble is that like, you have to not just be really, really, really funny. You have to be funnier than like 10,000 other people combined. And that's just not gonna happen, you know? Like, it's just so fucking hard to do all that. It just doesn't last. And yeah, it's just all the puns and shit. Like, this is so...
Yeah, I get that. Like, yeah, trying to have it, but and also just to give some perspective, he later on in a promo reel for his company, he coldly summarizes it this way. He says, "We took our brand persona to a new level with metacultural commentary and popularized the iconic quote Steak-Umms bless messaging." So like, yeah, it's like the fact that he'll turn around and be this cold and calculated and distant about these things is just like, it really shows the lie at this. Like, you can't feel both ways about this at the same time.
Yeah, because like, you're also, nobody's flocking. No one is flocking to your brand, right? Like, you had one tweet pop off. Nobody's flocking to you. And you're just moaning about these different problems. And like, Steak-Umms, surprise, surprise, not actually going to do anything about those problems. They're a frozen meat extruded product company. They're not going to help with Twitter angst.
Exactly. Yeah. It reminds me of when I worked for Coach. Like, they would, like, one of their big things was they were like being about like sustainable and ecological and having like, you know, like biodegradable synthetic leather alternatives and stuff. Whereas like, if you actually care about the environment, the actual solution is to abandon the seasonal model where you expect everyone to throw away their clothes and buy new ones twice a year. Like, that's what causes all this waste. But they're like, no, we're not going to stop that, but we're going to do this little Band-Aid that makes it look nicer so people are more likely to keep buying it. Just the duplicity inherent to it all.
Biodegradable leather alternative product is just another way of saying bad product that will fall apart. Like, if I buy a biodegradable leather coat, it cannot help but, according to its own description, start to fall apart, i.e. degrade over time. So, you know what else? Just make it out of leather. If you're going to wear leather, just wear leather, because leather's also biodegradable. I don't know. It's all so frustrating. World bad. Look, folks, I'm trying to have a positive spin on things here, but like, I cannot put a positive spin on how annoying Steak-Umms is. Anyways, yeah, he's annoying.
Yeah, and this did get positive and negative attention throughout the internet. I found Vox did a positive headline where they go, Steak-Umms' new marketing strategy, millennial angst with a side of meat puns. What happens when processed meat slices stop being polite and start getting real?
Getting real.
Yeah. That's very good, almost 30-year-old reference to be doing there. And then Jesus the negative one, which is very fun. It's a great job, internet. Steak-Umms is woke and now everything is hell, from the Onion AV Club News, which that's by Will Hughes, who he co-hosts a podcast about The Binding of Isaac called Everything to Guppy with former guest Gary Butterfield. I can recommend it. They do one episode about every item, character, enemy, level, trinket, everything. They've done like thousands of episodes. They're like 5 minutes long, and it's basically just them doing like riffing on a concept based on whatever that item is. It's very interesting.
That sounds like so much work. It sounds like something I could actually, back in the day when I knew every single item. God, man, I hope his beard isn't actually like that in real life. Jesus. That's something that I could actually understand more back when I actually played Binding of Isaac, but
yeah, that'd be kind of interesting to see like all the stuff I haven't seen since then. But yeah, but this was very successful. Steak-Umms, like John Hendren said, they had about 700 followers when Something Awful was making fun of them. By now, they have almost 180,000 followers. Like, which by comparison, I checked some other meat brands. Boar's Head only has about 25,000 followers, and Jimmy Dean has 21,000. So they do have, although. An interesting thing I noticed in all of his demo reels, he never actually showed that like Steak-Umms was selling better as a result of all this online attention. He was just showing the accounts were how big the accounts were growing.
Yeah, because it really is. It's just like, yeah, you've gotten a lot of clicks, but I have never in my life. I've eaten Jimmy Dean product. I've eaten Boar's Head. I don't know a single person who's ever eaten Steak-Umms.
I have never scanned a QR code in my life. Yeah.
I literally, starting this podcast, thought it was a dog treat. Good work. Good work with that one, boss.
Very much, yeah. So now we're caught up to 2019. This is when Gen Pop is really getting sick of brand Twitter. This is when the silence brand meme emerges, as you shouted out earlier. So just like,
yes.
Yeah, like that meme where people would take the stock photos of hands and put them over pictures. KFC did that where it's Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2, but each of his hands has a little hand holding a chicken wing over it. And right below it, terminally online leftist replies, silence brand, with the image of the giant crab shooting laser eyes.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I've had silence brand used on me before, and it's like, okay, fair enough. But yeah, it is really annoying. I'm like, surely you have the Alex Crocus comic in here, right? No?
I didn't include it. Okay. I know from experience, whenever we try and read comics out loud, it's not fun, like for the audience.
Yeah.
But I know what you do where it's like relatable content, friendly memes. Oh no, it's coming from a brand. Yeah.
Right. But it's basically like everybody's dancing around with a pineapple on their head, and then a big brand shows up with a pineapple on their head, and then everyone's like, oh, well, this fucking sucks. And they're taking the pineapple off their head. And it's like the thing of like everybody's having fun, and then like, fucking Dude Wipes shows up and is like, right, guys? And you're like, fuck you, company, clogging my toilet, creating fatbergs. Get out of here. I don't like it.
God. And just another great encapsulation that is the only way brands could respond to this was by trying to subsume it. Like I found an ad on Reddit from BarkBox. It says, my boss said I had to run an ad here on Reddit, but I already know how this is going to end, so I'll save you all the work. Buy a BarkBox for your dog, maybe? And they just post the silence brand meme with it shooting a BarkBox. Or Funyuns did one. To the inferior, silence bland. And it's a Funyun shooting lasers at regular potato chips. Just one I will shout out. The Sonic the Hedgehog account at the time was pretty well known. It was like pretty well regarded because Sonic the Hedgehog fans are weird, and they did a good job navigating that and appealing themselves. So their version of it was Sonic goes, hello, fellow brands. Are your followers picking on you? Don't worry, we made this for you, so now you can fight back too. And it says silence fan, and it's a robot crab enemy from Sonic shooting lasers. And it says put brand logo here. It's like, yeah, the Sonic people were pretty good. Like the guy who ran that, now he's like the official Sega of Japan comms guy. Like people noticed how well he was doing it.
I have to say, I will make a caveat. Like, I don't like brands on Twitter, but I like it when a brand or a celebrity openly hates their fans. Like, I don't think Sonic the Hedgehog, the actual hedgehog, or the person running his account, because we all know that Sonic the Hedgehog famously doesn't have a cell phone. I don't think that they actually hate their fans, but I think that especially Sonic, has to know that their fans are fucking bizarre and like impossible to deal with. all I'm saying is that I do respect and like it when a brand is like, fuck you. It's doom responding to somebody by saying, you control the buttons you press. And yeah, fuck them. like especially gamers. Gamers deserve nothing. And they should, like, when a gaming brand is like, yeah, we put a woman in it, go fuck yourself. I don't care. like truly. I'll cop to that. I do like that.
Oh God, yeah. And I will say also, this is a good reason why, like, telling brands to unionize their workers is really effective because they can't repackage that the way they do with catchphrases like that. So, but yeah, just to show, even I found one of Steak-Umms or Steak-Umms. Haha, IDK how to say this, but do you want to buy some frozen beef? To which Silence Brand bot responds, Silence Brand. Like, they had bots just doing this to everything he posted.
Yeah, it is funny to see. It is in a way, it is kind of the scorpion on the frog kind of thing, where like everybody's using Twitter. In order for Twitter to work, brands need to be successful there in selling their product so that the money go to run Twitter, right? And so all of the fans of Twitter hate this and hate the brands. And so the fans are very much, or the anti-brand people on Twitter, who I love and support, are the scorpion stinging the frog that is floating the website that they're on, because they're like, fuck you, we don't like your brand, I can't afford to buy fucking dinner because of people like you, you know? So I can't get behind that. Silence Brand indeed.
Very much, yeah. And so with all the success under his belt and the profession coming under attack, this is when Nathan writes the article, Brand Twitter Grows Up for Vulture, which is that image I used at the top where he compares being a brand to being an unfairly heckled stand-up comedian. And I have a passage from here. He goes, every month now, a notable brand goes viral for tweeting something provocative, absurd, or entertaining. Advertising has always been integrated with culture. Mascots brought brands to life. Influencers became human billboards. But Twitter has facilitated a new sort of intimacy for brands, one in which they can blend in with people and develop their own personas. Unlike commercials on Hulu or promoted posts on Facebook, a user might respond to a brand's tweet without consciously thinking it's an ad. 4 months later, it's in some marketer's PowerPoint about hashtag engagement and hashtag authenticity. In the beginning, brand Twitter lagged behind internet culture. It was known most for its fails and ethical gray areas. But as marketers started hiring people who were extremely online, it caught up. Tweets became more self-aware and ironic, which led to increased visibility as well as criticism. As the writer behind one brand account, I've experienced both. Nothing drives positive engagement quite like humor, so the most successful brands co-opted comedic styles from various subcultures over the years, which in turn led to more fails and ethical gray areas.
We should also hearken our dear listeners back to the Ouya episode of talking about the child who died of cancer and his parents made it into a video game, and they're like, what did they say? Like, let's get it on, or something like that. They were like,
yeah.
Let's like Ouya play the heartbreaking story of losing a child to cancer. Get some!
That dragon cancer, get some!
Yeah, dude. Like Vuvuzelas in the background while they're like cheering.
Go squirrel, drop it hard. Yeah.
Carrying the coffin into the grave. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell, man. Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. And the same year on his Medium blog, he wrote an article called A Critical Breakdown of Brand Humanization on Social Media. And I'm including it because he does this slight where he basically argues that you have to be nice to brands when they intrude on your spaces because there are employees behind them. So if you're mean to Steak-Umms, you're being mean to blameless little guy Nathan Allebach, and in turn, you're being mean to the working class. Like,
Nathan, I am figuratively shooting your house with a gun. Like, you fucking bozo.
Yeah, the quote I pulled from it here, he goes, if you're with me so far, you would then concede that separating a brand from a person's identity who is behind the brand is no easy task. Let's look at the recent media layoffs. If you were someone who publicly railed on BuzzFeed for being a bad company after the layoffs were announced, do you think the former employees were unaffected by that rhetoric? BuzzFeed was part of their identity. It's like when you make fun of Trump. Trump supporters feel offended because he's their guy. He's part of their identity. The brands we work for, consume, or are passionate about become part of who we are. That's not to say we should avoid criticizing these things, but more so that we should be constantly reminding ourselves how interconnected we are so we can have more effective conversations. And by more effective conversations, you mean stop hurting my feelings, obviously.
Yeah, we owe you nothing. We owe you nothing. you are a frozen meat extrusion mascot. Like it's so fucking frustrating. Like, it's like, all I'm doing is working for the frozen meat extrusion company, and you're being mean to me. Like, we don't owe you friendship. Get out. You're not on weird Twitter. You're not a gamer. You're not in with us. You're just a fucking dork with a bad beard. Get out. Well, you used to have the bad beard, and now you've got this, well, again, don't want to use any... I don't want to get this episode taken down, so I'm just going to say I don't like your facial hair. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, I'll try and save Winslow and continue here. He says, when it comes to many of the most prominent brands on social media, there are typically people or a person behind the content you see who are overworked, underpaid, and misunderstood in their work environment. The job is like walking a tightrope every day while juggling an insane amount of responsibility with very little reward. If you have a tweet go viral, usually coworkers don't understand the value. And if they do, the company or your boss will take credit and frame it as some grandiose strategy while you're told to keep quiet about it. If you mess up a tweet, you could be responsible for tanking the brand and waves of negative PR and spiteful customers. We've all seen brands throw their social media managers under the bus by calling them stupid interns when they're caught in a crisis. You have to be on your game every day working in social media. You can't afford a single mistake, and you have to juggle being a brand ambassador, PR person, customer service worker, entertainer, designer, copywriter, and likable personality.
You know what's harder than that? Literally any blue-collar job.
Yeah.
Working in a kitchen, working anywhere where there's not air conditioning, okay? Every fucking job. You've never gotten a splinter at your job, have you? You've never gotten a bruise from your keyboard. Like, they want me to be a mascot and do the rest of the things that I applied for. I'm getting paid 6 figures for. Oh, no! Dear listeners, I'm not going to be this mean forever. I'm having a hard time over here, and it's coming out more as bullying than as my usual effervescent personality. So, anyways, take it away, Jay.
Yeah, so concluding it, many of the same people who criticize brands on social media or their managers will also be the first to defend the working class of those same brands. When a video goes viral of some cashier flipping off a rude customer, they're deemed a hero. But when a brand on Twitter goes viral for some deranged tweet, they're the problem, even though the chances are the tweet was posted by some low-level creative at an agency. Social media managers are not big-wig advertising vampires. They're almost never the ones giving keynote speeches at conferences or presenting strategy in meetings. They're working at the ground level. And as much as some of them may love their jobs or have fun being online for a living, they also deal with disproportionate amounts of harassment, angry mobs, and anxiety-inducing situations that require damage control. Let's be honest, the scales of the internet often tip more towards soul-sucking than life-giving. This is awkward. I have one last bit here, I guess. He goes... We should be mindful of how brands become part of the people who work for them and be critical of the brands themselves. This tension between brands and the people is not going away anytime soon, so the best we can do is improve dialogue and awareness of both the positive and negative sides of the issue. We all bring our biases to the table when doing cultural analysis. I work in social media advertising for a brand. Maybe I subconsciously started writing this with the conclusion that my work is justified in order to work backwards from there. Who knows? But I do know that I wrestle with the tension of my job every day, and I try not to make what I do too seriously. I'm not an open heart surgeon. I'm shilling for brands on social media. So just like, very, I'm a little guy and it's my birthday. Stop being mean to me.
I'm just a secretary for the local death camp. not to do the thing that he did where he said that Nazis and vegans are in the same sentence. But it is just like, I picked a job and it turns out decisions that I've made have consequences. Shut up. Shut up, dude. You're getting paid 6 figures. Shut up. It gave you anxiety. I know people who are missing fingers from their job. Shut up.
Yeah, like everyone I've ever known who worked in an Amazon warehouse was injured by that job.
Oh my God. Like, you know how many people die like a decade sooner because they work outside all day? Like, oh my God. It would be annoying to listen to, but like 3 different times in what you just read, I just wanted to like pipe into the mic with just,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. Wah.
What they should have done, a promo I would have watched if they made him work in the actual Steak-Umms factory for a day. I would watch that video.
They should make him into the Steak-Umms is what I'm going to say. I'm the guy wearing the sleeveless shirt on the pod. I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, we're black tank top Winslow is here.
Yeah, watch out. Jesus Christ.
And I guess like my sort of counterpoint is like whenever you have a customer facing job, an unstated part of that job is that you're the human crumple zone of your employers and their bad choices they make. Like, and if you don't understand that, then you're not really qualified to be speaking this authoritatively about the relationship between labor and capital, like he is. Like, you know, like when I drove a Jordan, a tow truck, like a part of my job was that if there was a collision on the road, they'd blame me for it so they didn't have to take responsibility. When I worked in insurance, I was a pressure release valve for all the people who were angry about their HO3 policies going up. You know, that's when you work this job, that's part of why they pay you. Is it sucks, but that's why it's a job, because people are mad at these decisions and the people in charge don't want to take responsibility for it. So
right.
That's what you're there for.
And that's why you can see when a company is in massive hot water and they fuck up bad enough that they get rid of their CEO, what they do is during the next 2 years or 1 year or whatever, they get a female CEO. She cleans up the whole mess and takes all the blame and all of the negative press, and everybody looks and looks at the CEO and they're like, oh, it's a woman. Of course a woman would pollute the Gulf with all that oil. That's what women do all the time. And then they eventually, once it all blows over, they fire her and they hire a man again. You know, like, read Das Kapital. It's all about how the money protects money, protects money, protects money in a way that is categorically inhuman. And yeah, a human crumple zone. I don't know if that's your own phrasing there, but I think it's very, very apropos. I think it's a very good use of the term.
Using the language of interpersonal relationships to frame individuals interacting with a corporation is just asinine on its face. Like, no, this is not an abusive relationship. You're a guy selling meat strips on the place I go to talk about video games. Shut up.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Like, get your meat strips out of here.
Yeah, and so the following year when COVID hit, you better believe the Steak-Umms account was ready to ride that wave. I have a tweet from April 12th of 2020. Steak-Umms posts, during this pandemic, it's vital to stay wary of charlatans peddling miracle cures that are all natural, such as colloidal silver or herbal remedies. Many people are afraid and extra susceptible to scams. Please counter falsities if you see them with both data and compassion, to which Dr. Angela Rasmussen quote tweets it saying, Steak-Umms offering the reasonable, rational defense of truth, repudiation of opportunism, and call to humanity that we all need right now. Like when you are like hopping on like, hey, people are trying to not die in this pandemic. How can I get a little slice of that for daddy? Like, it's just, yeah, your shirt says contempt on it in big letters. That's exactly how I felt researching this thing.
Yeah, dude, I'm wearing a shirt that says contempt right now. Yeah. Again, I know a dude. I ran into him after like a year of not seeing him, and I'm like, "What's different about you?" Because it looks like you have the eyes of Abad. But then I looked closer, and I think he's been taking the colloidal silver or something where he's like dripping some sort of blue dye in his eyes. And
that's so colloidal silver. It sounds like, yeah. I know people use it for eye infections.
Because he's a black guy. And he's like, you know, it's like dark brown eyes, but they like stick out because now his whole eye is like, not to be crude, but it is like when you're cleaning out the toilet bowl, it's just like a little, it's all blue. It's all like really bright blue. Like even the whites are blue. It's bizarre. Don't fuck with colloidal.
That'd be pretty funny if there was someone who's like, yeah, I know colloidal silver is bullshit. I just want to be blue. Like that's what
I just want to look, don't get me wrong. I want to be blue. Yeah.
Yeah. As the world's biggest Eiffel 65 fan, let me tell you.
Exactly.
God, yeah. And by comparison, I thought an interesting thing was I found John Hendren himself actually did an interview with a marketing publication. Like people noticed that this guy was so good at flaming brands. They're like, well, would you like to come on and talk about it? And to give him credit, he went on digiday.com to talk about marketing. And two of the questions I thought were really interesting from it. They asked, do you have any sympathy for the social media managers on the wrong end of your efforts? Would you like to read his? Because I imagine this would be nice and cathartic for you.
I don't feel a great deal of sympathy because the folks doing it seem to be proud of their work for some reason, even though the huge majority of it is garbage. Posting phoned in, fill in the blank, my favorite hashtag Thanksgiving food is blank, should get people fired. But there were hundreds of tweets like that last year. It's all so mind-numbing. Nobody is impressed by a company's water-treading boilerplate bullshit. Do something interesting. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then another question. They go, why do you think so many corporate Twitter accounts are so uninspired? What should they be doing differently?
It's uninspired because, like anything, you need talent to make something interesting. If loading Hootsuite with a dozen generic posts and making a PowerPoint slide of your results gets you a paycheck, that's what a lot of people are going to do. Klondike Bar did a pretty interesting thing, having joke contests, and obviously Old Spice's big push a while back with so many really funny videos was outstanding. Of course, not everyone has a budget like that, but if you're already being paid a salary, the least you could do is put in extra effort and act like a human being.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, like, I don't think that there's a moral failing to make a product and sell it, right? Like, you just have to do fucking literally anything. And when you have so many accounts that are like, I see these old heads falling for it all the time. We talked about it a while ago about how like Killer Mike and all these other like bigger names will respond to accounts that are just like what's your favorite Thanksgiving food? And the people will like, there's like 10,000 comments on it, and people will be like getting fucking mad about it. And it's just so frustrating because it's like the whole internet is being filled with like highlights for children, and now it's just rapidly filling up with AI slop, just bots talking to bots.
And I hate it because I never want to be a personal responsibility guy, but so I'm like, man, how could you guys? Why are you responding to this? Have higher standards. Come on.
Have higher standards, and just like, I don't know, man. I don't think that you're going to find a creative and interesting individual on like by just trawling through LinkedIn, right? You're going to have to if you want somebody to be like funny and out there and weird, you're going to have to go to places where funny, out there and weird people are, not fucking LinkedIn, you know?
Like A24 is a great example of that. Like they are hiring like weird internet people to make stuff. Like, you know, like they're not just going to like if you actually go to where the talented people are, you can, but they're working backwards. They're going on LinkedIn and be like, hello, marketing people, give me a funny poster to make me go viral, you know?
Yeah, literally it's just make this go viral, you know, and it just doesn't work like that at all.
Yeah, and it's funny, even at the beginning of this episode we mentioned, we both independently brought up the Hamburger Helper mixtape over the course of this show. Like, yeah, that's a good example of what John's talking about. The interaction between commerce and art is a gradient. There are times when, like, yeah, good art can come out of it in a way that makes you feel like, yeah, I'm willing to compromise on this. This is funny. I appreciate it. You made something that wouldn't have existed otherwise. I'm glad it's here, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, I'm not going to eat Hamburger Helper, but, like, I'm glad that you put your money into making some sort of interesting thing that wasn't just like hashtag why I remained with my abusive husband, and it's just like a picture of a Hamburger Helper. It's like his Hamburger Helper was so delicious, and it's like, we don't need that, guys.
Oh God,
literally anything else.
And I guess like on a personal level, in a weird way, it does kind of legitimize posting as an art form, that it became this commodity that the biggest companies on earth are spending so much time and money trying to capture. Like if posting was worthless, they wouldn't be paying people six figures to try and replicate it.
Yeah, and it's also like it shows you that it's fucking hard to do. You know, that like it turns out it's not a thing that you can turn on with a tap, and you actually need to have some sort of editorial considerations when you're writing it. And it turns out the thing that we made a podcast about is not that fucking easy to do, is it?
Yeah, but thankfully, I guess everything ends. So in February of 2022, Nathan was taken off of the Steak-Umms beat after 6 years. So 6 years is Mr. Steak-Umms. He's out, and he has his tweet here now. He goes, "This case study covers the last 6 years of our work with Steak-Umms. Like they say, time flies when you're shilling beef. We're grateful for the valued partnership we had and all the friends we made along the way. Steak-Umms bless." And he includes that this is where I got that thing about him breaking down his business strategies. He has this hip little flashpoint about all the growth that the account went under his stewardship.
Yep. It's just more him just kind of filleting himself about the fact that he posted a lot about beef in a jokey format and was never once accepted by weird Twitter.
And also, he made this announcement on his personal account, and it only has about 340 likes and 50 comments. Like, that is the thing with this too, is like, no matter how big the brand gets, you're not allowed to promote yourself through the brand. And when you're off of it, you know, so it seems like he's more popular on Twitter than I am, but it's not like he's nowhere near his brand account. It's kind of like, you know, seeing how you can't really take it with you like you can otherwise.
And that's why, like, I don't want to People are always, I know so many people that want to make movies and be in movies. And I'm like, why? Like, I'm such a, not even a control freak. I just like, well, why would, if I'm going to be making a movie, why would I want somebody else to do the cinematography? Why would I want like, I would never want to have a writer as a comedy performer, because then I'm just like, wait, these are your jokes. They're not my jokes. So you're getting the laughs. I'm just the one saying them to a microphone. Like, it's not, this doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I got that. And sort of, and also like the sort of tragedy about brand Twitter is like the best case scenario is you develop a distinct voice and personality for a brand and they fire you and replace you with a cheaper guy. Like that's kind of what happened with Steak-Umms. If you check it now, they're still doing the same shtick. It's just with presumably a cheaper person. Like I went on today, one of the most recent posts is in all lower caps, we've normalized checking your phone first thing in the morning, which means we let someone else set our emotional tone for the day. That's a significant amount of control to hand over before you've had your steak and eggs. The feed can wait until you feed yourself. Steak-Umms bless. Even took his catchphrase.
Oh, that's really, I hate everything about that, but I do want to start commenting on Steak-Umms. Bring back Alabak and fire him again. I wasn't through with you, Alabak.
Oh, yeah. And so he's not on there anymore, but his parents are still around. The Alabak Studios that they own, they are focused on food marketing. That is what they do. Where ideas simmer, stories cook, and brands come to life. And the brands, they work with Mrs. T's mini pierogies, Ugly's chips, beef tamales, Wise cheese doodles, like all these smaller brands that they've worked with.
I always thought that cheese doodles were like a fake product that they would put into like a sitcom when you, because I never in my life have seen cheese doodles.
Yeah, I've actually, now I recognize it because they're a Pennsylvania company and Wise is like a Pennsylvania chip. They're a regional brand. Like they weren't as big down in Florida, but here this is like the big chip brand is Wise.
Oh, I had no idea.
That and like, yeah, it's interesting how they change like that. Yeah. And also Utz. Wise and Utz are both like big around here.
No, I get it. I'm an Utz guy.
Yeah, I found their breakdown of like just to see how they're what works with Gen Z, the new food marketing playbook. So this is what they're saying smart food brands are doing to connect with Generation Z. They have 1, satisfying scroll-stopping content, ASMR-style clips, chip bags opening, soda fizzing, nails tapping cans. Aesthetic fridge restock videos that feel oddly calming and relatable. So that's why there's so many of those. It's a way of marketing food. 2, interactive engagement, running polls, which flavors should be launched next. And we always make fun of that, the way that they're constantly soliciting engagement on posts. 2, responding to comments with videos and shout outs to build loyalty. And 3, they go organic product placement, food brands casually appearing in the backgrounds of influencers' videos. Gen Z investigators notice and start commenting, asking, researching. And just number 4, influencer collabs that feel real. So they're not real, but they feel real.
Yeah, and it's just so funny that like they don't realize that how much all of this is like so deeply, deeply despised.
And the fact that none of this is hidden. Like I was able to find this. It's not like they keep this secret, like only marketers could see the real tricks. Like no, they're just open about their contempt and how calculated they are in interacting with people.
Yeah, it's very funny how like openly grimy it is. Of just like, yeah, we secretly hide things in the videos to like subconsciously get people to buy our chopped beef product. You know, it's just, it's lame.
It is. And also when I was looking at their list of clients, they've worked for Aramark, the prison food company. So I don't think Nathan ever did a monologue about the ethics of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also where Nathan works now, completely unsurprisingly, now he works for Ramp, which is an AI finance platform targeted at businesses. So he's an AI guy now.
Yeah, who could have seen that coming?
Yeah, Mr. Ethics, of course. We're basically a credit card company for businesses that uses agents. But yeah, and I guess a sort of closing thing that I found was interesting was when I was looking at his talks on his post-Twitter work, an explicit reason he says that companies love TikTok is because it's algorithm-driven. Sites like Twitter are follower-driven, so it's very easy for people like us that are more savvy to go, yo, this is an ad, it's bullshit, and scare everyone off. Whereas on TikTok, since it's algorithm, they get delivered it first, and then they get the commentary. So even if you have someone disparaging the ad, they've already watched it.
Yep. And it's all everywhere and very frustrating.
That's part of why I never got into TikTok. Yeah, not having control of what you're watching is like, that's why I like to pick it out.
Yeah.
And Although a nice thing I gleaned from this, he explicitly says that part of the reason he left the Twitter marketing is because of the mental and emotional toll of people being mad at him all the time. So bullying works.
Yeah, I mean, go away. Like, if I want to think about Steak-Umms, I'll go to the store. That's it.
Very much.
Go away.
Yeah, I don't even think about them when I'm eating them. They're just like,
Yeah.
And also somewhat fittingly, given our last episode, I thought it's sort of like a closing thing, is that this brand mindset has extended to the military entertainment complex with predictable results. A couple of years ago, I got this headline, U.S. Air Force apologizes for tweet comparing airstrikes to Yanny and Laurel meme. And that's in 2023, too. That's a couple years after the Yanny and Laurel meme.
Yanny and Laurel is that sound clip that if you're told it sounds like Yanny, it sounds like Yanny. If you're told it sounds like Laurel, it sounds like Laurel, but it's the exact same sound clip, right?
Yeah, it's like the audio version of the dress meme. Is it blue and gold or, yeah.
Yeah, that one's weird. I remember, that one is kind of a fun, interesting little thing, but they compared, well, do I want to know what this was about?
It says basically all we need to know there. Just, there's a lot of... And I guess the most recent one I was able to find is in a weird way, like the concept of brand Twitter is kind of evolving into its final form because now we have VTubers, which is where people create their own little brand specifically to try and latch on other bigger brands like game franchises, anime series, nutritional supplements, and the U.S. military. I was able to find there are U.S. military VTubers, people who are active duty members who swear they're not paid to do this, but make characters that are explicitly military people and shill the military. Like one of them is a Admiral Trina. It's like this anime girl with like a little sailor suit and cap, and she's trying to recruit. One of her recent ones was, "Why should you enlist in the U.S. Navy?" which was posted a couple months ago as we're invading Iran. So definitely not a psyop.
You know, man, it's this whole world gives us all of these different things, and the cruelest irony is that I only have 2 wrists to slit. Like, I can't die quick enough. I hate this so much. Like, an anime VTuber AI generated slop artist is telling Gen Z kids why they should go to another country and kill their children. What are we doing? This is all really distressing.
Yeah, it is very distressing. You can kind of trace a direct line from Nathan Alabach, the Steak-Umms guy, to Tomo Umari, the American military horse girl waifu. Like, they both spring from the same well. He even did some videos back in the day where he's an anthropomorphic Steak-Umms box. Like, it's all the same thing, except just trying to sell different stuff.
I really don't like that you just said Tomo Umari, the horse girl waifu for the American military.
Yeah.
Like it's a thing that I should have already known.
Yeah, I had to internalize that, so now you do too.
Yeah. I don't know, man. If I want to fuck a horse, I'm just going to go fuck a horse. I'm not going to do it while killing somebody else's children, you know? Man, okay. Fascinating. Okay, so that was the episode. We hate Steak-Umms and we hate Nathan Alabach specifically. I hope he listens to this episode. We're going to find where you work and we're going to annoy you there. I hope that's not actionable. Whatever. Yeah. Well, that's our episode. We have some recs at the end, but we can say thank you for listening. We do have a Patreon. $1 a month goes to that. All that money goes to Jay and Steve. You get a bunch of bonus episodes there. And if you can, we'd really appreciate dropping us a like, a subscribe, a review, anything like that. It really genuinely helps our numbers. And I'm stunned at how many subscribes and how many likes that we have. It's really meaningful, and I appreciate it so much. And people that come up to me after at shows and tell me about the podcast. It's very, very nice. You can find us at IFTIPod at Twitter, IFTIPod on at gmail.com, and you can find me at winslowdomain.com, Winslow Domain on Twitter, and Calculations on Instagram. Hop on my Discord, try out my new game called the United States Department of Gang Stalking. We're playtesting that online. And that's all for me. Jay, where can they find you?
My link tree is in the show notes, and I started doing comedy articles recently. So if you haven't checked those out, check them out. I do one a day.
Yeah, that sounds fun, man. I've been checking those out. Those have been pretty cool. Now, you have a rec here.
Yeah, my rec was, I figured since, I like you, this made me like viscerally angry at Steak-Umms. So my rec is textured vegetable protein, the cheap, easy, generic, shelf-stable meat substitute. Instead of going out and buying Steak-Umms, which is more expensive than actual ground beef, learn how to cook textured vegetable protein because it's inexpensive. It also, like, meat is only going to get more expensive going forward. So I'm not a vegetarian or vegan, but I've been using this because it's cheaper and it's kind of easier. And if you learn how to season and cook it right, it comes out just like ground beef. It's cheap too because it's a byproduct of extracting oil from like soybeans and such. So you can get a big bag of like Bob's Red Mill for under $10, and it's dehydrated. So a pound of it makes like tons and tons of ground beef. Like I've been making tacos and burritos with it. You can put it in chili. You can cook it by itself, or you can just throw a handful of it into a soup to thicken it and put some meat in it. It's a nice versatile thing. It has a good texture. Shout out to textured vegetable protein.
Dude, you know what, man? I don't think I can top that. Shout out to textured vegetable protein. Yeah. Life has just been like pretty grueling for me lately, so I don't really have any like ups to share. But if you're into heavy music, I would say listen to Wretched Blessing. I got that one recently, and there's a new one coming out by Takak, Takkak, and I also picked up the latest from the band Mylingar, Mylingar. That one's real good, and I would recommend that. Yeah, listen to some music, go outside, please be nice to me, and we'll be back next week with even more bad news from the internet. We love you so much. Thanks for listening. Take care.
Steak-Umms bless.
Okay.
All right. No more Steak-Umms.
That's right. Stop. Back to Winnipeg. I'm From the Internet is created by jaybrandstetter and Winslow Domain. Edited by Steve Brown. Music by Steve Isbrook.
Yes.